looks like our bot is working a lot better today. Our Discord bot. Let's pull my stream up on here so I can have another chat over by the over here. Alright, and we gotta adjust our main camera here a little bit. Yeah, I don't know why that Roxy bot thing was terrible. I got a proper bot in there now. Let's see if my camera's looking like it's in a good spot now. Try and keep this so it's kind of, yeah, I like it right here. Maybe even point it down just a touch more. Yeah. Let's get our rinse bucket uncovered. Alright. So, let me turn down the volume a little bit. Backward. Welcome in. We'll get our forge set up here. And like usual, we're going to check for leaks like I do every time. So, we'll close our valve here. We'll open up our tank. We'll spray a little bit of our soapy water solution. Make sure we don't have any leaks anywhere. There appear to be no leaks, so we will fire up. Sometimes you lose all the hair on your knuckles when you're doing this. Had in 360p. The toupee, Louis bastard. He's sort of, I'll go without the hat, I don't give a crap. We were out traveling today, so I just had the hat on all day. You bastard. I got my chat nice and big here, so I can at least take a peek at it while I'm you guys just tell me if stuff looks terrible on the screen, because I can't see my little, like the little mini thing. Alright, so we're going to be wrapping up this knife. Thinking this angle on the anvil here could probably get a little better. I don't know if I should zoom in on that camera or if that's just good right there with a touch of the forge in play. Let me see, how's that look? That's not bad. I could zoom in a little more on the anvil, but I don't know if we need to. Try some zoom. Yeah, we can just make this a little bigger too. Like I can make that bigger and then we could shrink down the... kind of shrink this down a little bit. And maybe pull in a little bit from this side. Kind of give us a little bit of anvil vision. How's that? Did I let the rest of the stuff stay visible? Guess we can't really see the forge though. I kind of like having, my butt's in the camera there. I kind of like having the forge visible while I'm doing this stuff. What if there's a good solution for that? Yeah, I don't know. Let's get this back to its normal size here. Yeah, this ain't bad. I think we'll just stick with this. Yeah, the problem is like the forge is, yeah, it looks good. Yeah, and we can see what I'm doing and I can still pick stuff up and show it. But we're going to get this guy in the forge. The forge is, we'll give it another minute or two. The forge takes a few to get to that temperature we want. So in the meantime, we'll hang our grill up.
Kermit the Frog here, attempting to do some backyard blacksmithing. I have a little bit of a sore throat, so I'm in need of a lozenge. we'll bust out 2 of our hammers here, and we'll go ahead and get our tongs. And we'll probably get our flat tongs, just to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, we gave these guys a nice little crush last night to get them in a little more of a usable range for us here. So we can actually, like, hold this by the knife now. That's what these are for. So these are just flat stocker tongs here. It's a nice flat end, but you can use them to grab metal and get a good hold on it, which is what we want. And we should be able to hold this and get some nice pounding action in. So maybe we'll use the flatties today, but let's see if the old gals here can get a good grip on it. So I love my old reliables, man. Yeah, we'll probably just stick with old reliable. Old reliable, big sledge. Get this metal in. Let that warm up. We might have to lose the head anyway, man. It's like 10,000 degrees out today. It's freaking hot, man. All right. Get that nice breeze. Yeah, I think that camera setup works. Got our mason jar full of water, we're ready. Emraj told me she made sure to put in the extra poison. Oh nice, we'll keep the mason jars like right in the camera shot there too. Exquisite. Extra poison. Yeah, I think we got everything in this first camera view. Oh yeah, the vice is back there. Good. Yeah, double up on your poison. You're gonna need it. I put this in the forge backwards, so we're off to a good start. We don't need to do anything to the blade right now. Chowderhead. Handle we're working on today. Hey Dom, let's forge a car next. Yeah, we'll get right on it. I'm losing too much weight, man. I gotta take my belt. I gotta like put a new loop in my belt here. Get my trousers falling off. Yeah, already just profuse sweat. The good stuff. Work on that hot rod. Get the Binford 5000. Eat more. I don't need any more eggs, man. I'm happy. I'm happy losing the weight. Add some pounds to that mustache. That's coming up, dude. I'm going back for the full. Oh, the wind's catching the monitor. That's cool. I didn't realize the wind was getting strong enough. I like it. Let me adjust this a little bit here. There. Make sure I got that good stuff. Yeah. I shaved my mustache, then I'd lose like 3 pounds. Yeah. I hear you. I've heard that Sean guy's got a really big mustache. Face has to be chiseled. Well, luckily that's not me. That's not me. A little sore throat, a little good feelings for today. Almost there. Let that get a little hotter. Then move my tool bucket. We're not going to need any of these other lovely tools today. Someone grab one. I'm telling you, man, that's why I don't play WoW no more. WoW's got a way to just, you feel it too, it just sucks you in. You're just like, ah, man, I just gotta collect like 3 more hornbill beaks, and I'm ready to go. A couple more of these elephant tusk, and some of these bird eggs. Some hornbill beaks. Alright, so we're gonna bring this down, start getting it a little thin. Thin on the sides here. I'll make sure we keep just flattening out here. Let's go ahead and bring this back to flat. Okay, get back some heat. The braces and boots. Try our flatties and see if we can get a little more of a robust grip. I also have my big ones I made. They might be, these guys might actually be able to do quite the whole blade, which would be nice. Now we'll try our big boys here. These things could use a little fine tuning, but I think for now they'll get the job done. Yeah, all the good 10% drop rates. Oh, some high quality water. Alright, see how this guy holds us. I'm going to go a little bit narrower on here too. Yeah, something like that. Let's bring this down some. Just gonna keep drawing this out. We want to get it as long as possible. So basically, probably out to here, and then we can fold this back in to make its own handle for our knife. Yeah, warrior or mage. It is a nice, breezy day today. That's why the camera you see moving is the monitor screen camera, and it's just getting caught by some nice, gentle breeze. Everything nice and red. If things get too long, we just have to work on it. We'll have to work on different sections. Uh-oh. After I try to plant them down here. We gotta go get her some new planters tomorrow to move these guys into. They're getting a little too big for there.
can wear the mail. Might do our next couple of hits over the horn. We'll move our magnet here in preparation for that. The horn, with it being so abrupt and a smaller face, actually creates a higher impact when we're striking on it. Pour beer in the horn? Yeah, exactly. We just drew out a bunch more than we've been able to just by going over the horn. We're already getting a little cold here. The horn kind of zapped the heat out. Let's see if we're getting magnetic. Yeah, we can do a couple more hits just to kind of straighten this up some. Alright, let's get her back in. Yeah, that horn let us get substantially more force. Let's move our other tongs back here for now. That's why we made this cool rack, so we can have our tongs stored. Salad tongs, yeah. You fellers playing any Age of Empires tonight? Or are you going to be grinding that hunter? Out with friends? Oh, no, unfortunate, man. Hope you have a good time. Nice. Age of Empires is fun, but it's just a game. Being able to go out and do real life stuff with your pals, that's good stuff. My pals are right here. My hammer and my anvil. I have to get a little more heat going in here. Yeah. You can get a little more heat going. Chamber's not quite filling up all the way. Well, I like hanging out with Bagler too. I bought the Snack Factory, the Parmesans today, and I bought the Buffalo Wing ones. I haven't had the Buffalo Wing Snack Factories in a while. They are good. Alright, so we're going to do another draw out over the anvil here. I'm going to start on the end, just because that anvil's getting cold first. Got a little, starting to get a little wacky shape here, so let's bring this, start bringing this back to square, start flattening this out. We don't want to lose all of our shape. Yeah, we're getting a little funky here, so we're going to get some heat on it, and then we're going to fix that funk. Look at how much longer we're getting now. I think this thing's starting to get nice. horn is so good for getting big strikes in. Like I was telling Dom, because the surface is so much smaller. So you have that small surface, I mean, you got to be more accurate on the horn. And the horn's a little louder. But our magnets help quiet the horn down. We just can't leave them on there while we're striking it. I also got to tighten up the chains on my, I got to loose my chains on my anvil are getting, I know you guys can't really see that, maybe on this camera. But my anvil chains are loosening up some, so we can tighten them down at some point. Get that baby cranked. They are also good for holding beers. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick heat out of the plant. Remember, I have some more plant paint right back now. Let's move these guys to the ground. This will be all apart in the ground. Yeah. Top clipper badge, what'd you clip? Alright, so I want to get the end of this back to a square shape. So while it's nice and hot, we're going to bring it back. There we go. Alright, cool. Now we can do a little flatten hit. Make sure our top is still staying flat. Yep. And then we can give one, let's do one for good measure right here. Yeah, cranking up the heat in this thing definitely helps. Good, good, good. Ford some mustache clippers, they won't work. I don't have a hard enough steel. I'd have to start making some Damascus. Start forging some Damascus stuff. Yeah, see, now that we're thinning out, we're starting to heat up nice. Nice and quick. Nice. I can make some. We can just forge our own Wolverine claws here. I was thinking about making like a cool knife that you held on. You know, you had like the grip in your hand, and then the big knife just came out like in the space between your middle two fingers. You hold on to both of those. Yeah. Get that a little more hot, and then we're gonna draw out some more of this bad boy. Yeah, it's like a shank, but you got like a full fist grip right here. Like just a grip on it and the blade coming out. Taking them down a peg. Alright. Let's draw a little more of this pipe out of here. Yeah, get a little more out of the center. The end's already kind of thin. So I'm trying to keep the same thickness all around. What was that? Zoom in on your fingers. Thanks for the 2 bits, Bagler. Do you want zoom in on my fingers like holding the hammer? Is this what you need? One of these? I get a nice choked up hammer? Or do you want the long distance hammer? Or do you need the hammer, you need the forearm zoom with the hammer? What I need. Here you go. These meat claws, dude. My hands sometimes surprise myself. Who needs bug spray with an arm like that? Yeah, they don't dare come on this arm. incredible. Bugs are afraid of getting the hammer swinging. I have my pest control guys. They do this this like citronella spray all over my lawn, and it keeps the gnats and the mosquitoes away. But the crap's like $80 every 2 weeks. Yikes. But it's like citronella, peppermint oil, and something else that the gnats and mosquitoes don't like. You probably can't really see it, but behind my house in this direction, there's like a big bog. So I'm lucky that I'm fortunate that I don't have the bug issues that I could have because of that bog. Boil your own peppermint when you boil your denim? Yeah. The trick to the good boiled denim is not to let it sit too long. There we go. So all I'm doing now is going through and trying to get the same thickness universally on here. Now we're getting an arch here. So all I gotta do is bring this to here and pound everybody back to the same plane. And I'll do this. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a hump on this part. Yeah. So I think we're gonna draw out a little bit more, and then we can probably draw this out a bit more. And then we'll bring in the sides a little bit here, so we get more length out of here. Get a little more heat. Open up our forge a little bit more. Forge is getting nice and hot now. I don't normally open it at this much because of the smaller stuff I'm doing, but now that we're getting a good length, we might as well just open up and let her cook. So I know the youth. Bagler, are you there? I turn it up to hear you and then down again for the hammer. Is the hammer too loud? So I was driving down to St. Augustine yesterday, and I saw this. There's lawyers down here called Farah and Farah, and they always try to be young. So on the billboard, it showed a picture of like the younger partner who's clearly wearing a spray painted toupee, and it says, "Let Farah cook. Injured, let Farah cook." Dude, how much of a grab at youth is that? You just let him cook. Like, what's he cooking? Cooking up a lawsuit? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Let Farah cook. Hip and young. Go for some sideways swings down, draw this down some. Yeah. Just let Farah cook, bro. Some fettuccine garlic. Hey, you see how red that was this time, dude? Watch. I got the forge cranked up, so the stuff coming out of here is going to be blistering. Let's see if these guys are hot. Not too bad. These are big, so the heat dissipates a little bit better out of them. A little wind again. Nice breeze. No, not at all, dude. That's how red my cheeks are when I play Sicilians. Just one scout. That's how red they are when there's a militia outside my base. Just cooked. just cooking up some steel, partner. They come up before the storm. I got my new. I got the new black. God, I can't even think right now. My brain's fried. I got the new grill tools today. I kept wanting to say forge, but I don't need forge tools. Scorpions on a bun. Oh, incorporate a bun. God, I need my glasses, man. What are you kids saying there? Scorpions on a bun. just brain dead. Dude, I was thinking about the Romans heavy today. I was thinking about some knights and scorpions, I'm not gonna lie. At my ELO, nobody does anything about scorpions. You know what I mean? Oop, let it fall. Let it fall. Get it back up here. Get it on the end. No big deal. Everything's hot. I should have even just dropped my hammer for that one. No, nobody does anything about elephant archers either. Yeah, I was thinking hard about the scorpions, I'm not gonna lie, man. It's like, what if you're on arena, you know, you boom up, you get the fast scorpion build going, you get some siege rams, and then you have the knights on the field before you even send the scorpions. So they're gonna freak out when they see the knights. They're gonna make their crossbows, or they're gonna make their halberds, and then you bring the scorpions out and just... Even if they make monks, you bring your scorpions out and just... The one time I went for that on Arena before, I sent the scorpions to his base at the beginning of the game, so he already knew. Yeah, like I've done the strategy on Arena once, was an idiot about it, and I was like, boy, I should never do this again. Attack the enemy with battle elements. How do you win at this game? Just a muppet. Maybe if you stopped huffing your chest, you could tell me. Yeah, we're getting some nice handle length here, guys. Look how much this is going out here. And we're keeping a flat plane from the top of the knife across. Kelly just forges knives all the time. Yep. This is the first knife I've made in a while, actually. I'm pretty excited for it. Let me get a little water. Just forges non-stop. When you come into play some basketball, Bagler, I got my sweet frog-style shot ready for you. If I ever shoot like that, just one of these. And count it. The frog style. Count it. You got a frog kid friend? Yeah. Donkey brain? My roommate. Yeah, you fixed it. We knew where you were going. You have a certificate? You were the frog kid. Yo, what's up, Bufflax? making a knife. Let's get a little more drawn out here on this top part. Alright, so we're about as thin. I'm going to go a little thinner on the top, but I think I'm about, thickness-wise, I'm about as thick as we want to be. You don't want to make it too thin, because then the handle's going to feel weird. So now we can come down the sides and draw this out some. Frank, you were the frog kid. Handle for my fat short hands, so you know, probably about 5 of my fingers. Probably just do like 5 fingers long on the handle, and then once we have double that, we can fold it over. So normally I have a little piece of chalk. I don't know if I put it in the box for marking stuff here. I got my marker. Marking chalk out. I didn't bring my marking chalk. That's alright. I get it. Probably very close to how long. There we go. We're actually going to want it. Get a little more heat on the end. Let's fix the end, and then we'll draw out more. Yeah, this is right about where we're going to want it. You can see 5 fingers there. Put the 5 fingers on the anvil. Yeah. So we're just gonna fix up the end here, and then we'll clean it up, and then we can start curving the handle in. Might just be better off going straight in now. See how hot our tongs are getting here? Not bad. These things don't heat up, man. I like it. Combination of file. Maybe just the file. I was going to use my my belt sander, but I might just do it by hand. We'll start with file, and then at the very end, we might do a stone, depending on how sharp we want to get it. I'm working on getting one of those the foot-powered sharpening stones. I think that'd be really cool to have. I'm also trying to get a forge that has the hand blower. Yes. I want to get a mechanical. I have a coal forge. That's actually what the computer's sitting on right now. It's my coal forge table. So I have the full coal forge setup. There's like the kick out for the dumping the coals out, and this pipe over here is where the blower goes in. And then the brake drum that the computer is sitting on is actually the forge. Like, this is the whole forge table. So I just need to... I want to get a hand blower for it so I don't have to plug anything in. I really want to get the end hot here in particular because I'm just trying to shape it back to square. we can give it another heat, and we can start getting everybody shaped back up. Let's go ahead and get this flat again. Get a better grip on it with my tongs here. So our handle's about where we want it lengthwise to curl in on itself. So we're going to heat it up again. I have a little more thickness here that I want to get down some. Just a little bit. And then we get ready for shaping it. It's starting to get too long to fit in the forge, which is cool. We can always bring the forge up a little more blast. Let it really start cooking. Yeah, that should work. Get a heat evenly distributed here. Facebook Messenger updates. Trying to get just the part where the metal and the handle, or the blade and the handle are coming together hot. Yeah, we can take a little more out of here, which I don't even know if we'll need to. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I'm going to take a little more out of here on this heat, just a little bit, out of this thicker part on the end here. And that'll lengthen us out probably another ½ inch. And then I'm going to make a finger guard on the end here. I have just enough material I can do that. I'm just going to pound a little flat finger guard in it. And then we can round the edges and get ready to bend it. Yeah, that'll be the play. In this instance, I'm trying to heat the thicker part. I don't really care if the end gets hot because we're not hitting the end. Time to get a slap chop headset. Right? Be that guy. We're gonna take it. We're just gonna mash it. Mash, mash. Send me the donation, guys. I'll start a donation goal for a slap chop guy headset. The slap chop headset. Hey, this laptop has Bluetooth, so I could do it. Hey, there it is. 2 bits to the slap chop fund. I'm ready. Oh, looks like we got a daddy longlegs or some kind of spider living in here. It's alright, he's keeping the bugs away. We don't mind spiders as long as they're not trying to attack us. Name a split, slap in the forge. Which split in which game do you want that, Dom? Slap in the forge. Split 1, blacksmithing. Nice. Do a series of turns where we just give just a little slap where we can see the high rises. We can get this baby back to basically perfectly straight. Yes. Okay. I think one more of those on this middle part. We can take just a little more out. I think we'll be good. It's always just one more with smithing. .30-32 Wrangler boot cut. That is the exact size trousers I wear. 32-32s. But yeah, there's no way you wear the 32. I'm all legs, dude. The top of my hip's like up here. This hip, man. I'm all legs. I got small feet, though, man. I do not have big feet. I don't have tremendously big hands, either. They're just fat. My shoe sizes are in the single digits. Don't look at my hands. Nobody look! Yeah, dude. I wear size 9.5. I don't have big feet. Did you buy those boots in the kids section? Oh, don't want to do that. Let's clean this up here. It's getting a little choppy, a little ugly. Kid size 7, yeah. Yeah, dude, you can get a photo with your hands over mine. That'd be incredible. I'll get MRAT to take it. When you come play basketball, just put them right on top. 100% do that. This hammer is 2.5 pounds. This is actually a pretty big hammer for smithing. A lot of guys give you grief for using something this heavy, but I don't care. Generally, for a new blacksmith, you probably want to be swinging something that's less than 2 or 2. You know, like my little Farrier's hammers here. I think this is like a 1 3/4. This guy, he's substantially lighter than the other one. But I've been swinging hammers for so many years that, well, this one even says the 2.5 on it. I don't know if you can see it in the camera here. Right. Get it more on the camera. Yeah, 2.5 pound. Yeah, oh, 100%, dude. I'd rather you come down and ball in like in fall or winter. This hammer I actually made from my old Home Depot work hammer. This was my like Home Depot smash hammer for when we had to do big projects, and it used to be on a carbon fiber plastic handle, and we took it off, and I was able to round it out and turn it into a nice blacksmith hammer. Yeah, it drops 90 degrees. Yeah, for the 2 days that it does that. For the 2 days it goes down to a nice temperature. I'm going to switch my hammer now because this guy is a little too aggressive for what I'm doing, so we're going to go back to reliable. Now we're just trying to smooth things up. We don't need to be beating the tar out of it anymore. Let's get my flat side here. Work on the edges here, because when you're holding this thing, you don't obviously want to be chipping your fingers on the edges. So I'm not doing heavy blows here at all. I'm just doing enough to knock the edges off of this. Now look at this. This is quite the length now. Make a couple adjustment blows. Look at that. We level your work on the drive. Yeah, what's up, Robert? So now we're going to do a little more cleaning, and then we're going to make like a finger guard for our finger on the end, because we're going to curl that around. So we're going to make like a flat spot on the end that's going to contour the opposite way that we do our curve. Mason water. Alright, let's clean up the end of this a little bit. So our next heat, we're going to hold it upside down like this, and we're going to get kind of a flat spot here. We're going to pound this a little bit flat to make that like finger guard. I can just hold the end of this at the heat for this part. Just want the end. This is going to be really nice and hot too coming out of here. Set this just over the end here. And do something like that. That's probably big enough too. So we're going to hit this up again, and then we're going to kind of curl this guard a little bit before we curl our handle. So you guys can see this little like teardrop shape here on the end. It's still pretty hot, but the This little teardrop shape is what's going to be our finger guard for where our knuckle is. We're just going to curl him. We don't need to curl it much either. Just a little bit here. We can even use the horn of the anvil for this. Yeah, that should be perfect. That should be perfect. So something like this. Oh boy, you guys can see that on the camera here. So, now what we're going to do is, we're going to heat up kind of the middle part, because we're not looking to bend the end. Then we're going to cool the tip off in water. Because the tip, we don't want to bend that shape. So if we cool it down after we heat it up, it's not going to bend when we're bending the actual handle. Just the tip. Exactly. You get just the tip. It's going to come out hot, but we're going to cool that tip off. And that way, we can also use the tip. We can hit it with the hammer, and it's not going to flex the metal at all because it's already cold. Okay, starting to get hot in the middle. See if we can get ourselves a good grip. Okay, now we're just going to cool the tip off. We're going to bring this over. We're going to start bringing our handle around here. This a little more heat, but you can see what we're going for. You can see how this is going to turn into a pretty nice handle. So we're just going to make this a little narrower. So we're going to give a little more heat so that we don't mess up our shape here. And then we can contour our guard and we can get everything situated. I'm not really trying to get the whole thing hot. Yes. Yeah, I just kind of want this part hot, so we can do a little flexing. Now we can take our scrolling tongs here. We can kind of roll this guy in some. We can open him up some. We can roll him back in a little more. I'm going to open up a little bit here, and we're going to heat it up again. And we can always go back on the horn here. Things are exactly where I want them. We go on the tip of the horn. We can do just a little work. Straighten ourselves back out. We can even bring a little more in. So we're going to get a little more heat on this thing. Sounds great, Bagler. Oh, okay. Now you're commenting to him picking you up. Well, there's always more characters to level up, Dom. Alright, we're coming right back out. I'm going to bring a little more of this contour in, like that. I like that. I think that's going to give us a nice little grip here Even bring that a little bit, keep everybody nice and flat. Bring it over here, just make a touch of adjustment. So that's what we have. We now have a handle built onto our knife here. So we're going to get her in the heat. We're going to do just a couple little tacks to kind of get everything straightened out. But you guys can see we're kind of in a knife mode now. It's going to have a nice grip on it. Probably not an orc. Shoot level of Death Knight. Save yourself the trouble of the early grind. Death Knights are also a ton of fun. You've already earned the right to have the Death Knight by leveling up your orc all the way. Now we can move our boys here. What we're doing here is just cleaning up some of the edges. I like that. Not too shabby. So now we've ended up with handle on here. That we can actually grip our knife with. Get in here on my fat hand, see it peeking out the end. We got ourselves a nice handle, nice finger guard here so we don't cut ourselves on our knife. And now we can go ahead and we'll do a little grinding. We'll shut off the board for now. You know what? I'm going to put the blade in and adjust it. The blade's a little bit off center. It's driving me nuts. So we'll get the blade heated up. Thanks, Claire. Yeah, the $40 boost don't sound bad. Oh, you don't have the... You're still on, like, the baby classic. I got you. The blade's going to take a little bit to get hotter. Oh, our hammer. How will it recover? All I'm doing here is getting the blade hot to adjust. I'm not trying to go crazy on it. All I want to do is just do a touch of adjusting. It didn't need much either. It was just enough that it was going to drive me mad. A little bit right here. Now this we can file. So we're going to go ahead and shut off the forge. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. And right there. You shut it down. We don't need her on anymore. Hello. Now we'll cool this back off. Now we can come over to our vise. We can start doing a little filing. First we can work on getting some shape here. Main thing I want to do is try and get this tip. I want to get the tip turned into something good. Maybe we'll go this way. Work on filing down the tip. Might have to bring her into my vise a little more. The shape of this is what we need to make go away. Yeah, let's bring her in the vise a little bit more here. It's a little windy out, yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm gonna try and bring this back to round. This part here on the bottom, I want to take entirely off. So let's flip this over real quick. It's like this little notch here in the front. I don't like it. It's not the type of character I want on my knife. Yeah, let's just bring that right out into nothing here. Nice and flat. Get that little... I'll show you guys what I'm taking out here. Well, I've already got most of it out, but on the end of our blade here, there was like a weird V that we had in here. So I'm going to file it down so the end of our knife starts looking like a knife. And we'll probably bring a little more from here. You know, I guess I could even file this over on the anvil. I'm not really putting that much force on it. The blade's not sharp yet, so it ain't gonna hurt anything. We'll put this back in the vise. That's why we have these things. That's why we have the Indian Chief post vise. And I want to take a little bit more off the top here too, because it kind of like we're kind of like curling up at the end. I don't particularly like it. That's the good part about metal, is we can shape it into whatever we want. If we don't like something, just shape it out. No big deal. I want to bring this down. Bring this down right into that. Hump right here. So I'll work on getting this out.
guess we might leave this little arc on the end here. Howdy, Mr. Tom. So as you can see, we took that end, we took all those weird notches and everything that were in the end, and we're just going to make it nice and round. I like that. Just taper right in, and then we'll go ahead and start cleaning up the blade part and bring the blade right up to that. Give it a little character. Yeah, I like where this is going. See if we can get ourselves kind of in an awkward spot for me to clamp and not really damage anything. Yeah, here we go. I'm not trying to take off a ton off the blade here either. Just enough to get us a good shape. Yeah, we're working good here. We can keep this going. Get that nice and tight in there. I'm gonna do a little bit of straightening here on the blade. This knife will cut after a couple hundred hours of doing this. Let's flip it over and we'll work on the other side a little bit. Switch to our left hand. Little guys here that we're going to take out. I'm going to lock in the lower end. Yeah, we should be able to get it at this end. There's like a couple little nicks, and we got to just make sure we flatten out of this blade. And remember, this isn't like a crazy knife that we're going to be doing stuff with, so I'm not going to be heat treating this. But I am going to get all these little divots out of our blade here. I don't believe this steel is a high carbon steel either, so it won't really do much sense to heat treat it. Let's get a little more on the end here, then we go back through and get our blade on. I'll show you guys where we're at now. So we took our blade here and we had a bunch of divots in it, so we just wanted to smooth everybody down to one plane. So now we're kind of just smooth all the way around here. Now we can go ahead and start like putting a blade on this thing. We might do a little work on the top before we do that. bring her down. Bring her down to the same plane as everybody else. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now we can work on getting some more blade on this bad boy. Wish I could get a better angle on this. Maybe we can try come from the outside here. I'll just do it in sections. Bring that right down to there. We're getting everybody to the same level now. That's what I'd like to see here. End here, just a little cleaner. She's almost ready for us to put a little blade on. Nice quiet part, you guys can listen to the birds. So here we're actually starting to get a blade's edge on here. I like doing this where we get just this nice shiny bevel in the bottom. So we're actually getting like a nice knife handle shape here. I can bring it up on the main camera. You know, I knew these blades can be anything. I could spend time here with my rounding file if I wanted to bring this down to kind of make that hook on the end of it like a little pirate knife. I'm fine leaving it like this. Why have everything look exactly the same? You know? So we could do a little more sharpening, and then we'll hit this. Actually, before we sharpen anymore, we'll go ahead and hit this with the wire brush. Start cleaning this blade up a little bit. love a nice wire brushing. Wire brushing is the one thing I don't do by hand, obviously. He's a fraud. Yeah, I don't mind doing some modern stuff. Modern blacksmiths will even have welders and everything. Yeah, I'll get real crazy on it. Yeah, this is looking nice. This is looking really nice. I'm gonna get the blade in here kind of like that, so we can do a little bit of brushing on the top. Something about how nice the wire brush gets in here too. You guys will see. There's something about a wire brush finish, man. I just love it. You guys ready for this? You ready for the wire brush reveal? The wire brushing takes, you take a nice piece of metal that looks like this dull metal, and then we get this nice kind of rustic shine on it all around. Hey Aragorn, medieval times arrive. Appreciate you being here. So yeah, look at what the wire brush does. Just, I love how it leaves that scale kind of on there. And when we do with the belt sander, we can even make like a nice silver. +1 to coolness. Yeah. Yeah, we take this and we hit this with a can of clear coat, or we can even dip it. The old school way would be to get it in some nice wax, some nice beeswax. Coat it up and it'll darken it up some. But yeah, what do you guys think? Not too bad. No, this isn't laminated. This is just a piece of steel that I had. It came from just like a regular piece of this round. This is like 1/2 inch or 3/8 inch stock. I'm always terrible with my stock sizes, but I just have like piles of stock all over. So we literally just took a chunk of this that we were making leaves with, and we made a knife out of it. So it's not, I'm not going to heat treat this or anything. I just haven't made a knife in a long time, and wanted to see if I still remembered how to do like the camp style knife where we forge the knife with its own handle on it instead of doing like a stock, you know, like a nice bone handle or something like that, which we could do some stream. We could make something like that. But yeah, I think it came out cool. You guys want to see some other knives I made? I could bust out a couple more other knives. Yeah, I'm American. I'll go grab a couple of other things I made if you guys want to take a quick peek before I end stream. You can listen to the birds for a minute. So this bad boy here was a knife. This was one of the first knives I made at my blacksmith class. Obviously, this is hardened steel. Like, this is a bit more robust than the last one. This has been heat treated, but I didn't coat it yet. I didn't decide if I wanted to wax or anything. But I love the way the point on the end came out. Point on the end came out really cool. This little like pirate hook here. Yarr. So compared to today's knife, obviously, you know, we got some different shapes. This one's a little more robust. The stock that I made this out of was bigger too. This was like knife grade steel. And then this we made out of a piece of rebar. This is just like a throwing dart. Like this is very sharp and pointy on the end here. All the sides are sharp. And this was a heat treated dart for just like throwing. Could take you out with this bad boy, but it's also for like throwing dart games on the ground. This, which I'm sure some of you guys in my Discord saw when I posted, was a ball peen hammer. It actually started out as one of these Harbor Freight ball peen hammers that I turned into this hatchet with like a hammer. I forged the ball peen part into a hammerhead to make it kind of functional, and then we made nice handles for these. Best viewers ever. Not today. Bagler, can you ban that cur? And then this was just something goofy I made that's just like a dagger. I wanted to practice like splitting the end. I made this in my own little forge. I wanted to practice like splitting the end and trying to put a cool like little handle on it. So it's actually pretty sharp too. But yeah, I thought this was just a fun little project I made. Might make a little sheath for it or something one day. Bagler left when he's supposed to be modding. Let me see if I can. Oh, thank you, Bagler. Oh, thank you, Dom. And then I have a couple more intricate pieces I made. Obviously, the staple wall hook. Everyone who's done any blacksmithing has made the standard wall hook. I like this one though. It's a pretty big hook, but I just like how it came out a lot. This was something I made in my own home forge. And then we have our bird. We have our hummingbird that I made. This was out of a piece of square stock that we split. We split the stock in half and then split the top part in half to make the wings. So you can kind of see how it was all one piece at one point. But yeah, I really like how this bird came out. We even got like textured. You can't really see it in the camera too well, but it's on the disc. Oh, you can see it. We even got like textured feathers. This took a lot of work. This was a fun project though. I really enjoyed doing this and would love to make something else like this. Okay, Bagler must have handled it. King Bagler was already on it. Yeah, and then most of my tongs and stuff that I work with I've made. My favorite pair of tongs that I use, I actually made like entirely. These tongs here were just made entirely out of square tube, round stock, which was fun. The ends were all slid and shoulders made and everything. But yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out today. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. Thanks for letting me do a little show and tell with some of my amateur stuff. I've only been doing this for a little over a year, but not consistently. That's what we're here for today. Is we're gonna start getting a little more into things consistently, so we can keep going. We got a big old bucket of stock that we can tap into to make a whole bunch of different things out of here. So, and if you guys have any requests, if you're in the Discord, there's a blacksmith channel. If you want to say like, hey, it'd be cool to see you make. Obviously, you know, I'm not going to make some big iron gate or anything, but if you want to see like, if you have like a request to do another leaf, or if you want to see another knife or a bigger knife. Well, look at this. All right, this Robert I was showing the guys yesterday. I already started drawing out the handle for this. This is a big piece of. This was a leaf spring for a vehicle, so this could be hard enough to turn into something serious. So I've been tempted to pound this out and ooh, a little tiny bird came right through here. Been tempted to pound this out and turn it into something, but swords are coming. I do want to start making swords. Yeah, this is get a pommel on here and a guard, draw this out, channel down the middle. You know what I'm talking about.
And then I have this big file that I was given. This is an old farrier's file for like horse. Farriers are blacksmiths that specialize in horseshoes. But yeah, this thing is already hardened. So I could file edges on this and we could hammer the texture in to like keep it in shape and turn this thing into something wild too. And I got a bunch of railroad spikes I want to do stuff with. But I appreciate you guys hanging out today. There's a chance I'll be back tomorrow to make something else. If not, I might just stream some regular, like a Godzilla speed run or something. I'm not entirely sure yet. But appreciate you guys being here. Thanks again for letting me show off the goofy stuff I've been working on. It's always a lot of fun doing these different things. We'll let our forge cool down for a while. Everything comes in at night, especially the forge. The anvil and stuff can hang out outside. But thanks for the GG. Thanks, Robert. Thanks, Aragorn, for being here. Hopefully we'll see you again in some future streams. And like I said, I do have a blacksmith thing in my Discord now, so I'm going to be posting a little more updated stuff in there. I usually post what we made on stream today. I'll post our little knife in there. I forgot to post the leaf we made the other day, so we'll put that in there too. But yeah, you guys take care. How many people we got in here? Maybe we'll send a raid. 8? 8's enough for a raid. Who's on that we can raid? Let me check. Consult the oracle here. Consult the oracle. Anyone we know? Papa Nug. We'll go raid Papa Nug. He's playing some crazy. Spicy Chicken Spicy Boys on? Yeah, we're gonna go raid Spicy. The boy is an I, right? Is it Spicy Chicken? Yeah, thank you. Got it. Alright guys, Spicy Chicken is playing some Super Mario Bros. 3. So we can roll on over there and say hi. Appreciate you guys being here again. Hopefully you're enjoying the blacksmith stuff and the mustache. We'll catch you next time.
Unfortunate.